Hello, my name is Enos and welcome back to my channel. This is Work and Wonder. I talk a lot about the mental health Osce. So if you're a mental health nurse in the UK or you just got into the UK under self-sponsorship and you are to prepare for your mental health nurse in Osce, this is the right channel for you because my channel is the only channel on YouTube that talks about mental health Osce. All the others talks about adult nursing. Don't make that mistake of going to binge watch adult nursing, Osce, and then you go into your mental health with the hopes that you are going to use that to write your mental health Osce. You are really going to fail if you do that. So please, if you're a mental health nurse, you can subscribe to the channel. Of course, you can also recommend it to other people as well. This is going to be a very short video. There are just two things that I want to talk about. I'll be talking about the marking criteria, and then I'll also be talking about something that has been going on under my comment section, just to caution people so that you don't put people into trouble. Now, when you go under the comment section, I'll have a lot of people who normally come and then they'll write, I have gone to take my exams and then I have passed on the first attempt just by watching your video, and then of course they are going to thank me. Then you have other people who will come and comment under and they'll be like, what did you get in your evidence base? What did you get in your assessment? What were your scale stations? Now, just a word of caution. Anybody that goes to write the exams, you are made to sign what is called an undertaking. The undertaking simply means that whatever you saw in the exams hall, you are not going to discuss it with any other third party. So what it means that you've gone to take your exams and then you have passed. As you have passed, whatever you saw there, you keep it to yourself. So if you make that mistake of saying it to somebody else, it means that you are in breach of that undertaking that you took. So please, those of you that have been asking people, trying to tempt them to let you know whatever they had in the individual stations, please try as much as possible to stop that. You know exactly what to do. I'm not the one to tell you what to do, but don't come under the comment section and be asking people what they got in their evidence base, what they got in their in their assessment or whatever. That is the very first thing. Please don't put anybody into trouble. I don't want any of my subscribers to get into trouble for sharing what they had in the exams or under the comment section in public like that for people to see, because they have taken an undertaking which shows that they are not going to disclose whatever they saw in the exams hall. So that is the very first thing that is captured or that is gone. Now let's look at the marking criteria. I also have people who come under the comment section and then they are like, you've skipped one or two, this, I didn't see you do this, I didn't see you do that in the marking criteria. Now, when we look at the marking criteria, there are some things that are not in the marking criteria. But over the years, people have been doing it and it has come to stay. And whatever they are doing, sometimes it is reasonable, it is justifiable, it makes sense by doing it, even though it is not in the marking criteria. So something like, if we take something like the IM, if you watch a lot of videos, they are going to clean the ampoule before, the ampoule before they break it. But when you look in the marking criteria, it is not there. But cleaning the ampoule before breaking it means that if there are any infirmities or anything on where you are going to break it, you are going to clean it, and that will prevent it from entering into the medication, which is very reasonable, which is very justifiable. But that doesn't mean that if you don't do that, they are going to fail you for that, because that is not stated in the marking criteria. If you look at marking criteria, points number 1 to point number 19, you won't find it anywhere. That's the very first bit of it. Then the second one too has got to deal with, there are some things that are just procedural. You just have to do it for the assessor to see. And then there are some things that you also, in as much as it is procedural, you also have to verbalize it for the assessor to hear you. So when we take the marking criteria, something like de-escalation. De-escalation will state that your tone, your voice has to be low without you shouting. It will have to say that you have to yourself in the eye level of the patient. From time to time you make eye contact without necessarily staring. You can also find that in the assessment as well. These are things that you don't have to verbalize it. What people, I think the perception that people have is that Anything that is in the marking criteria, they have to verbalize it for the assessor to hear, which is not the case. So they will say that make sure that for example, your patient, you put your patient in a comfortable position before administering IM. Then when they are about to do, they will say that, and I will put my patient in a comfortable position. The patient is right in front of you. You have to speak to the patient. You get it? The patient is right in front of you. So if I have the patient in front of me and I tell the patient that, are you comfortable the way you are seated? I'll be giving the medication on your left arm because the last time it was given to your right arm. Is that okay with you? Are you okay with the way you are seated? Or if you want, I can turn you, but if you're okay with the way you are, I just have to change my position and I'll be able to give you the medication. That wouldn't change anything. Is that okay with you? The patient say, yeah, I'm just okay with the way I'm seated. Automatically, you have placed the patient in the position that they need to be. You don't have to say that, and I will place my patient. You know, most of the stations that you have, the patient is right in front of you. Talk to the patient. Instead of talking to the patient, you'll be verbalizing that, and I'll do this to the patient, I'll do this to the patient. Meanwhile, the patient is right in front of you. So that is one thing that I should note. So it's not everything that you have to speak it out, and I'll do this and I'll do this. When the patient is right in front of you, talk to the patient, because the patient is the one you are speaking to. The assessor is just there to make sure that you are doing the right thing. So just by watching you do it, the assessor knows that you've done it. So you don't need to verbalize it again for the assessor to hear. I don't know if I'm making sense, but this is it. A lot of people wants to hear you say it, but then you can clearly demonstrate it, and as you are demonstrating, the assessor is aware of that. So that is one thing you have to do. Something like you placing yourself in the eye level. You don't say, and I'll place myself in the eye level of the patient. The patient is already seated. Sit down there, make sure you are seated, and then you have eye contact with the patient. That is by way of you placing yourself in the eye level of the patient. This is just as simple as this. So those of you that always, I didn't see this, watch the video, and then you'll be able to see that I don't necessarily, or the candidate doesn't necessarily have to verbalize, you're going to do this before you do this. Go straight away and then just do it. By speaking to the patient, if you start to shout on top of your voice, and the marking criteria is saying that make sure that your tone is low and reasonable, you know, and you are shouting on top of your voice, then basically you are not going according to the marking criteria. But then if you sit and how are you, how was your day, you know, your tone is low, you are demonstrating it. The assessor is seeing it. I don't have to say that, and I'll speak in a low tone to my patient. My patient is right in front of me. I am demonstrating the low tone, speaking in low tone directly to the patient. It's just as simple as that. But then a lot of people kind of read the marking criteria and they think that everything they have to verbalize before they even demonstrate it. If you do that, you end up wasting your own time and you get beaten by time. And you know that once you are beaten by time, it is non-negotiable. You failed. That's just one thing you should know. You have failed. So it's just as simple as that. That is just what I wanted to put across in this video. There are a couple more videos that I'll be uploading. Put in the comment section videos that you want me to do. Basically, I've covered almost all the video. I think it's just like with the professional values and evidence base. Some time ago I started it, but then when I did about 3 of them, I assumed that you've gotten, you know, the clue as to how it's supposed to be done. But if you want me to do for any of the specific you know, topics, just let me know and then I'll do it. Or if you want me to do anything on assessment, planning, evaluation, implementation, whatever it is, just put it in the comment section and I'll make sure that I do that. My name is Enos and this is Work and Wonder. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and share and turn on the notification bell. Anytime I upload a video, you'll be notified and you'll come straight here and take a look at the video. Until I see you in my next video, it is a bye for now.